Alright, DPC, this is the SEA qualifier. This is a closed qualifier. This is GXR Game 2 going up against Execration now. It's going to be... We know the draft. We know what's going on. And if we're looking at the lineups, Execration here, they went heavy team fight, Undying, you know, the Dream Coil, Chrono, even the Arena. You know, just this is a team that wants to just team fight. And that's pretty much it, right? Whereas, if you're looking at the Galaxy Racer side... pickoffs, right? Ghost, Ricky, he's gonna have to just have a good lane to get going, and then of course there's KYXY who's looking to play his Viper to shut down Yahweh in the lane. But it's really gonna come down to Alacrity. I think that's the biggest thing, the biggest piece of this puzzle, so to speak, in the sense that he needs to have a good game. He balls, they win, right? He doesn't. If they have a mediocre game, this could go terribly for them. And Execration can kind of just roll out, because this is going to be a hard lineup to team fight against.
As pressure builds, the stalwart remain true.
Yahweh! Alright, look, he's going to go Juan first, realizing that he's probably going to get spammed galore by KYXY. They know this. And Ken took a decent amount of damage.
Oh, that's no good.
And yeah, he should completely back up. No, he's going to just ride this one out. He's going to look at this body block being more important. BDC's in position as well as Rapido. They do spot him, and Rapido should be able to body block. Yeah, so he got it. And a little bit of a God's Rebuke to just kind of make sure Ghost remembers his name, so to speak. The body blocks in the mid lane. Ken, being no stranger up against Alacrity. These guys have played against each other quite a lot, so they should know style, but Alacrity, this is his signature hero, right? Storm Spirit is the way to go. Completely bottom box. He misses out on this one. So you're going to see that it's a little slight edge for Alacrity to just kind of start things off. But it's under tower. Gets a nice last hit there. The orb does connect. I don't think he got a last hit out of that. It's 1-1. And it's easily traded here. This is going to be a volatile lane. First to 6. Not talking last hits. I'm talking levels, of course. But Alacrity does have a salve. And so looking at it in terms of regen, Ken's kind of low. He does need to be a little bit careful. Alacrity can be a little bit more aggressive considering he does have the salve. But he's going to back up now. Taunt the creeps. But some of the chip damage on the tower. Unfortunately not able to get that last hit there. Alright, so... Alright. The more important one, I think, is going to be this one, right? In the sense that Ricky really needs to get going. He's 3-0 versus Rapido. If Rapido wins this lane, GXR are going to have a rough time. 3-4-3 needs to kind of... Fire Blast is there. They're just going to kind of get it. But GXR is looking for last hits more than anything else. Rubik, BDZ is going to back up here. He's got the boots, so he should be fine. First blood is drawn on KYXY. Gets caught out with a tombstone. And that's unfortunate because the KYXY, that was the counter, right? In terms of laning, you were like, okay, how are we going to stop this? What do we need to do? And, you know, they wanted to get that Faceless Void, and they brought the Viper for that. So denies. So Mars is kind of doing a good job here. Rapido doing a pretty decent job of controlling Ghost, making sure that nothing's going on. 3-4-3, okay. Yeah. Like, Ogre's that super tanky guy, right? Fire Blast is going to be committed, but for what? Right? There's no real follow-up. And this is the problem that I see with Ogre, right? Yeah, he's tanky, but he, in my opinion, he kind of wants that Orb Bloodlust style, where you're just kind of slowing people, just kind of getting shots in. Because Fire Blast, now you're like out of mana, and yeah, you got Mangos galore, but you got to zone out. Ghost is having a hard time with this. He's not able to get to the creep wave as well. I mean, it's 12-3 versus the 10-1, so he's doing what he can, but probably needs to look at pulling. He's looking at body. Oh, nope. Is that in the box? It is in the box. Okay, so yeah. And boom, Alacrity. We talked about how Ken was getting a little low in terms of health. He's going to TP back, realizing that there's really no reason to stick around, right? He had pushed the wave. Did you see that timing? He pushed the wave. There were no creeps. So he TP's back, and now when Ken comes back, who's going to TP right in, he's going to be neck and neck, right? How many mids do you see where They get the kill, they're low, they stick around, and then, you know, the mid just TP's back in, and he just kills the guy. We see that a lot, right? So, again, Alacrity playing this smart, and it is 1-1. RR on the other hand. Just a little bit of farming here. Okay, here we go. Destrus is moving to position. They pull him back, and they found him with the shackle. Ken is there, and they do have the nice little play. A nice little rotation by Destrus. RR was there, but he was a little late. I feel like he probably should have TP'd. I mean, BDZ was kind of in position, or kind of in the area too, and they were just like too slow to make the move. And Destrus coming out of nowhere. I don't think they had the timing. But yeah, you got to be a little bit aggressive, or a little bit safer, that is, by Ken, and Alacrity proving to be strong. Yahweh does have boots and a wand versus the urn of the vessel. Okay. Okay. The mana regen plus, what is it? Just the attributes, you know, claiming any sort of soul at this point is great. This is running first life. He realizing that it's 5 minutes, he was trying to get a little bit of a positioning advantage. But he's going to look to just trade. Decay on Destrus is kind of underwhelming at this point. But 454. And also KYXY is nearby as well. But it looks like they're going to give this one up. Destrus is going to pick that one up. BDZ is going. Rupido is turning into... Rupido is going to pick up the rune. No, it's going to... Okay, bottle it up here. He's got the bottle. They got the Fire Blast off BDZ. And his courier was getting very far. And BDZ with the boots makes 343 pay for just not being able to micro that properly. Ghost, on the other hand, back in the lane. Continuing to farm this up. 25 and 6. Rupido here. Sticking with the lane. And the tomato creep is getting in on the action. Yahweh's going to back up here. He's got a pulled Tango. Probably given by RR, who doesn't really need it at this point. A little bit more. BZ gets blown up. Alacrity, the nice rotation. Rupido is getting body blocked, and 343 is trying to do what he can. He's a little fatty, and they do end up getting with the backstab, and Alacrity gets a nice rotation, double kill, and this is what we feared, right? In the sense that Galaxy Racer, Alacrity, this is... Ooh, and he picks up the regen. He zips under. Ken wastes a little bit of mana just trying to orbit, try to take it away, but he's behind here. Yahweh gets the kill with a level 6, and he kills KYXY again. I mean, yes, the tombstone was there, but KYXY, you gotta play a little bit safer than that. Alright. Back in the top lane, I think Mars is having a decent time, but, you know, Ricky has managed to claw his way back, and 343 is going to back on out of there. People new to my stream, I'm not a huge fan of Wand before the boots, especially with position 5. Destrus is getting so low. He tried to go for the shackle, just try to lock him in, but I think he'll be fine. He's got arcane boots, just backs away. BDZ just tower damage not doing enough. I think he should have baited a little bit better, right? He should have backed up here. 343 is going to now TP forward. The missing kills left and right. Alacrity with another nice rotation. Makes RR pay. He'll take this jungle camp here, and he should be on his way. Ooh, and he picks up a neutral. The Ironwood Tree. Not the best neutral T1, but it's still pretty good. Plus 6 attributes for all as a tier 1. Take that. Actually, I don't know the tier list of the neutrals. What's best anymore with a recent change. I have my own ideas, but I mean, at this point, you don't really have a choice. So, Yahweh though does have Chrono. He does have Treads. Ooh, zipping. Alacrity goes in, but he gets speared back. Ghost tried to go for the silence, and here comes Yahweh with a nice 2-man. Oh, which the single Chrono. The Tombstone is there, and Alacrity with no mana. Now the Dream Coil, and Alacrity's going to go all in on this. He's going to try to fight it out. RR does not make him pay, and Ghost is just going to get lifted up, and he dies. And so just a really nice Chrono, nice rotation, good TPs, and stopping his that streak, 353 gold, and KYXY. Gonna just push the bottom lane. Alright, so TP in the mid lane. Mars is only level 5. Good God. Did not know that. Ghost is 6 though. Look at this. Look at these items, man. Orbital corrosion. Yeah. I mean, the health. Oh, the arena is going to be used. He spears the illusion though. And he's going to look to just get gangbang between all of those. The arena, the sidewalls, he gets silenced, and he actually might survive. No, he's just actually stuck around a little too long. Alacrity is here, though. He's going to make Ken pay. And Alacrity's all out of mana. He's going to bottle. And he's going to take the creep wave here. It's been stolen. Just the storm's static remnant. Excuse me. Ghost is happily farming in the bottom lane. And it looks like he will look to take this T1. Does he time it? Okay, I thought he timed it incorrectly. Holy crap. Ghost does get that last hit on the tower, which is ever so important. He's trading the bottle for maximum charges. He fills it up. 3, 4, 3. Ken is in position. He's going to go Veil first. Ghost realizing that something is up, and he backs up. He does have treads now. And we're going to be about to the 10-minute mark, and Storm, Alacrity, we saw that with all those rotations. KYXY though, still second in terms of net worth, and Rupido getting bumped on right there with a nice little 3-man rotation. Man, this Alacrity's Storm is so scary. Like he just jumps on you, and he's on. You know, it's pretty much over, right? You got to get the nice chrono. When Yahweh gets sheeped, and does he steal it? Destrus does pick it up. A little cheeky play. Doesn't have a chrono or anything, so there's no way to lock him in, so to speak. Alacrity will pick up the other rune after he bows a couple times. And he zips forward. He found RR, who's only level 4, and that's super painful. I mean, with a DD Alacrity making plays. Continue to farm. BDZ not able to do much. Even with that Fable, right, it doesn't really do much. I mean, his right click, especially with a DD, right, not much you can do. So they're going to back up here. Shadow Shaman picked up the book, the tomb, that is. Ever important. I mean, the fact that he can just get his wards down, which is going to be ever so important. Destrus is just running up. He sheeps him, gets the wards in, and now for the shackle. The tomb. Arena's going to be committed. Ghost is sticking around, realizing that 2 people were on him. He's going to get... Destrus will probably die. And Yahweh time walks most of that damage, and he's going to let the wards get farmed here by Yahweh. A little bit of a misplay. Ghost realizing that, hey, he's got friends. Not really worth it going for me. But they found BDZ. And Alacrity with another pickoff. Does need to be careful. He's on the... Okay, TP's away. And that creates space.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
Like, you're wondering, oh, why did my teammate go in to help me and save me? He's like, yeah, but with 2 other heroes there, you know... It's okay for Destrus to just die. So that's the smart play. I mean, yeah, it sucks, and I think in your pubs people would be pinging you if you were that Ricky and you didn't go in, but it's actually the smarter play to not go in. All right, now Viper here does have an Atos. He's been farming pretty well. I mean, considering he gave up first blood, died a couple times, but KYXY has been able to manage to get back in the game. Farm as much as he can. Invis is going to be used. And they back up and they're going to smoke. Alacrity gets his Atos. This is Orchids, excuse me. This is a perfect power spike, right? You got a big item. Everything is moving into this. Great communication. Just letting your team know. It's like, oh, I'm right about to get it. And it's on the way, and the smoke is there, and they found him. Smoke. Oh, but Ken is also in position. He does have the Orchid, and the arena is going to be committed, and they found Alacrity, and that's going to be terrible. He can't even zip away. 2 for 1, all at the cost of BDZ. That is a nice trade, especially since Alacrity, who is top of the net worth, and you do not want to give that away to Yahweh here, as he's got his, what, Mask of Madness, and he's starting to get a little bit out of control. Ricky needs to be making plays, and again, I'm not a huge fan of a Ricky core. Ricky carry, that is, because he's not gonna out farm you, and in a one-on-one fight against Faceless Void, who are you gonna want? Who do you want to take? For me, it's gonna be Yahweh. It's gonna be Faceless Void. KYXY, what are you doing, boo? AFK in the mid lane, talking strategy, going to the bathroom, waiting for your creep wave, apparently. So smoke has been used. They're going to try to find some sort of pickoff. up here. GXR. Ken is here.
Middle tower is under attack.
Just a little bit of silence. Alacrity's moving back. Wards are going to be committed, but Glyph is also going to be used as well to counter that. Can they find any 3-4-3 is in position. He's very aggressive. I mean, he could be the tankier one, right? Rupido is in there. They found him. They've got him Atos in the Tombstone, and they've got the Dream Coil into the nice little Chrono there. They got Alacrity, which is the bigger fish. They found 3-4-3, which you don't really need, and now the Arena on top of that one. And this is what we talked about with Execration, just being their team fight is just way too strong. You needed the team fight, right? I mean, you needed that pick off, so to speak. Ghost has been dusted. He's going to try to run it. He's trying to ping his little illusion back. He does get the backstab, or excuse me, the the blink strike, excuse me, to the illusion. That was a smart play, keeping Ghost alive. But again, we talked about the fact that like GXR's lineup is a lot more difficult to be used. Execration just, you know what I mean? Like, you just need to come out even, and you're going to be in this situation where you're kind of in the driver's seat. Yes, you're down 1K or whatever, less, you know, but you're going to have an easier time. It's hard for GXR with this lineup to get those pickoffs, or sorry, to push towers, because you're starting to group up, and then that's when the team fight comes in, right? Like, what they want to be doing is they want to be finding pickoffs, forcing people all over the map, and then maybe you just cheekily like ward it, you know, with your shaman, right? Like, you need ways to kind of just burst that one down, and so they haven't been able to do that properly. Rune's going to be saved for Ken here. He's got a bottle, so he should be fine. KYXY is going to be going next. But Ghost, this is the big one. He's got Diffusal now. So can he get that pick off? I mean, him and Ghost, or sorry, Ghost and Alacrity need to be working in tandem. This is a gank lineup, right? If they're not ganking, they're playing to the hands of Execration, and they're just going to lose this game. Alright, so KYXY backs up. He does have his headdress. He's a recipe away from the mech. There we go. The diffusal's now been picked up off, or delivered from the chick. And this should be time. This should be go time, right? Like, I don't know what else you're waiting for at this point. A little bit of a stack here. Yahweh, on the other hand, is MOM into BKB, which is pretty nice, right? You basically, you beat KB and you can fight anyone, right? I think that's like the biggest thing. Like Ogre, Storm, Shaman, all these guys, they just want to control you. RR gets the D ward, but he, at the cost of a quarter of his life, probably a little bit more. And, they haven't been able to find that. If we're looking at just like vision, this is kind of what GXR are looking at. And, I mean, it's pretty 50-50. I mean, yeah, you got this, like, somewhat aggressive board here, but everything else, they don't really have that deep. I mean, nobody's controlled the game, and that's why you don't have that great vision, right? But GXR don't really have a great, I mean, this is a really defensive board. Probably not as popular. Like this one, and I think here, are, like, defensive ones. And then they usually will place one around here. So this is a pretty good checking rotation site. But here's a smoke. GXR's it, or sorry, 3 or 4 threes in the front, looking for that fire blast. They'll probably see the courier, but they're gonna follow the courier. Okay. Oh, Yahweh's gonna walk into this one. He goes into the high ground. They got the insta sheep, and they got the fire blast. The ward is the lift up on Ghost, and he gets bursted. Ken just doing so much work. He's been silenced. Yes, then Alacrity now comes in. The Chrono's a little, just catches the tip. God's Rebuke just actually pushes out Alacrity, lets him live. But Ghost is down. Alacrity will fall as well, and KYXY is now starting to fight. But you don't really have the burst from Yahweh, who can literally just time walk this off, and not a good situation. Ken goes back in. Uses Rift back and forth, and the wards will kind of, you know, send them away, but losing Ghost and Alacrity at this point, pretty massive at this stage of the game. I think that this is going to be a very difficult game for GXR now. I think they had that window, and that window might have closed. I mean, it's never over. It's never say die, especially in SEA, but KYXY does get Yules, and they found the lift up on 343. They burst him down. Nice little Fable kill secured by PDZ. TP coming in from Ghost. Oh, Quicksilver Amulet. Attack speed, animation, attack projectile speed. Alright, well, I mean, it's going to do straight up damage, but bursting around, so to speak. But Undying's got a mech. Actually, at 19 minutes, that's not that bad. Right? He's died 4 times. Haste by Ken. Orb forward. We're looking for somebody. Yeah, but Alacrity realizes that something was up, and he backs away. KYXY continue to farm. Does have his mech. Ghost continue to farm as well. Like, it's such a slow farming hero, right? Like, why would you? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this Ricky one. I know it can be done, but oh, Yahweh tried. Actually, time walk forward for that. He was gonna go, but he doesn't have the Chrono. He's got BKB if anything, and now they're gonna focus their attention on this T1 mid. Glyph is gonna be used. Yahweh backs up out of tower range. I don't know what to push this one. Ken. It does, okay, he doesn't have blink, so he needs to be a little bit careful with his positioning, but he does have Yules. Ghost continue to farm. Alacrity's in. They found him. Oh, but the Yules, and now the arena into the spear. Do they have enough burst? They do. And yes, that's not good for GXR. Ghost continue to move. BDZ's in position. The TPs are coming. They get the Fire Blast into the lift off. Plenty of time. Dream Coil. They found Ghost, but the wards are going to be used. He's been silenced. He's in the smoke screen. And the Shackles is there for Ken. But he's looking to just kind of outfight this. He's been silenced. Yes, it's long, but oh my gosh, that rips out so much work. Ghost goes down one more time. Yules on 343. That's not really the one you wanted. Destress is the one you want. And then now you can deal with 343, who just bursts him down. And Execration have proven that the team fight is what you need. And they didn't even have Yahweh or RR. And Yahweh has the Chrono. Rupido has Arena in 20 seconds. These guys are in a great spot. By the way, Mars has heals as well. So plenty of different ways. I mean, if you have the Shackles there, like, you know, you can kind of just ghost up or Yules. Ricky as well, so many different outs. There we go. That's another one. Speared back KYXY. Trying to outtake this, but there's really not much you can do. Lifted up, controlled, and KYXY gets swatted down. Doesn't have Greaves yet. But no real way to kind of... I mean, I'm not a huge fan of offlane Viper. Okay? It doesn't matter what... like, it's more of a playstyle thing. He doesn't have any sort of stun. He doesn't have a team fight. He's just kind of like a stand-in attack style. Like, I mean, you need some sort of mobility. You need something, right? And he's just not as tanky as a traditional offlaner, so I'm not a huge fan of that pick. Alacrity realizing that he's getting bursted and controlled, so he's going to be going BKB next. And Ken, on the other hand, it does have BOT, so this guy will be everywhere. He's going to be going Ags next, does not need a blink. And Yahweh, though, is going to be looking to take a Roshan all by himself. So, RR is in position on the stolen green wards. I love it. I don't even know he stole it, but it's a good commitment for this, right? So, he's looking to fight this? Okay, I thought that was someone from GXR, but Rapido is going to take this. He does have Invis. He's going to use Mech, and they're slowly bursting him down. RR just trying to tank, but he's actually taking a decent amount of damage. They should know this is up. Yeah, and it looks like GXR are not going to fight this, and Yahweh's going to pick up a free agent here. First Roshan of the day. Rupido here. He is going to get Blink next. Okay, that actually makes more sense then. Right, the fact that if Mars is going to get the Blink initiation, you don't need your Puck to do it. I mean, yeah, he'll probably end up getting the Blink at some point, but he doesn't need to prioritize that now. he can be dealing more with like items that can kind of help him farm and just kind of control the battlefield. And so Faceless Void with this Aegis they're in a very strong position. He's going to get MKB next. And if we're looking at, you know, comparing core to core, right? What is that, 1,000 more? Yeah, so Ghosts continue to farm. They've smoked, trying to find something. Yahweh's just trying to play bait. But, I mean, with Aegis, they're really not going to make that commitment. Probably not a great time. They should have seen this. They should have seen that. They placed the Observer. I think that was a Sentry. I'm not sure. But Ken is moving in. He does see 343. He's going to orb forward. They found him Veil into the Dream Coil, and they're just going to blow 343 up. And then they're going to take that one and just let him die. Yeah, they got out of there. They're going to let him 343 tank that smoke. Not a bad trade. Support life. Sometimes that's what you got to do. And Storm Spirit now, Alacrity does have his BKB, which is fine, but it's a little late, right? This guy was balling in the laning phase. Like, the first 10-15 minutes were great. But his team, I felt like they weren't really just kind of able to contribute off of that great laning. Stolen? Oh, he stole wards again. What is... Yeah, I guess it's a little bit harder. You place the wards from afar and then you just back off, right? Like, you haven't been able to cast any other spells. So Alacrity picks his rune up, zips away. Yeah, RR here. Sticking around. You always continue to farm. They should own the map, right? Like, this is their vision, right? It's pretty good. Right? Realizing that they have Aegis and they're very strong versus, you know, and this is when you're thinking Destrious, what is this guy doing? Oh, he just continues to split push, right? Realizing that they can't team fight into this. I mean, they have all of their ult up. They have Aegis. They have, I mean, this is their prime position right now, Execration. So, Destrious realizing this, and he's going to just kind of split push, create as much space as possible. Okay, YXY gets lifted back. Silence. Bad positioning again. KYXY. Right? Like, you just get kind of caught out. You get lifted, and you're pretty much... You don't have Hurricane Pike. You don't have Force Staff. I mean, all things that you kind of need. Like, do you... like, what... Okay. When you know that there's this lineup, right? They have an Arena. They have a Chrono. What are you trying to do, right? And so KYXY is looking to just be like, I can't, there's no real way to force staff out of that, so I'm just going to just Greaves on my way out. Which is kind of, it's tough. And this is why, again, I don't like this Viper, right? Like, what would you have rather had? Probably, you know, some other sort of, like, offlaner. Like, who can survive this? Right, this Chrono, this Arena. You needed somebody that can kind of help the team. Maybe you got like a Stampede from Centaur. You got other ways to kind of mitigate damage, but oh, the Dream Coil was just shot out blind. Ken misses that one, and for shame. Thought he was in the jungle. Thought he could be cheeky, but okay. Ag's up on the Ricky here, so tricks the trade a little bit longer. More attacks. Aegis timing, 345 for the next Roche. Yeah, he's going to continue to push this one. And then why not when you've got, you know... Okay, thought he still had wards. Okay, yeah, he used that one mid. Time walks away, a little bit of chip damage here. KYXY just trying to shoot from afar. But not really much he's going to do in terms of defense there. GXR are definitely on the back foot. Yahweh, ooh, okay. And a pause. Pausing the action here. All right. Okay. attackers can be used, and they are. I mean, he's a little low, but I mean, he's got MKB and he's got the Aegis. He will be healed a little bit, but trying to time walk this away. Does need to be a little bit careful. You don't want to just be taking a lot of this damage. Aegis? Oh, okay. I thought Aegis was going to be popped off after the tower. But there is a DD. Rupido is making his way to the mid lane. And what does Destrus want to do? Oh, he has got Blink. Aether. And he's got Aghanim Shard up next. What is his Aghanim Shard? Shackles creates 4 shards. Okay, yeah, I remember that. Where you just shackle him and then like baby wards come out. Pretty cool stuff. I don't know all of the shards. Oh, Bloodlust. And Ogre 343 has not had a great game. On the bottom. Ghost is kind of hiding in the trees. They're waiting for that pick off. They're trying to get some sort of vision. They don't want to show themselves. They do need to be careful here. And it looks like Execration. This is when you have the superior team fight. You can kind of just stick together like this. It's like Red Rover, Red Rover. Power in numbers. BKB up next on Mars. 343 does get the Fire Blast with the Yules on 343. And yeah, he gets speared back, silence. 343 will just kind of take his hands off the keyboard. Like, nothing I could do but other than taking that gank, but it's going to get worse and worse for this guy. Losing game, man. It sucks to play some support sometimes. Oh, ceremonial robe. Okay. Ghost continuing to fire. Does have spider legs. I don't know about this Quicksilver Amulet, man. Plus 10 attack speed. Animation speed, yes, but like I need to see the math in terms of how much of a DPS upgrade that is. I don't. Oh, Ken gets shackled. Here we go. The wards. Ghost is there, and they've got the smoke screen. And Yahweh's in position now. He does commit the Chrono. They found him, and they're going to kill Destrus. And they've got the Arena, the secondary one. And they found Ghost, which is another big target. And they get a double kill for Yahweh. And they're probably going to get the third one here. KYXY does get the Atos on RR, who actually walked into the wards. RR is going to back up, use his Flesh Golem to try to keep himself alive. But KYXY does get that one. So they got something out of this, but all the costs, it's 3 for 2, but Ghost going down, pretty massive at this stage. Yes, Ken died, but tough. 3 for 2, and this lead is starting to kind of increase here. Yeah, let me see the difference in net worth. Yeah, it's just been straight up execration ever since that moment, right? That team fight galore. Elven Tunic. Plus 26 attack speed. I don't think that that's something that he wants. Yeah. Yeah, this is like when you play Diablo with somebody and they just like loot everything and they don't share with the team. It's like, come on, buddy. You don't need like 4 things. You can't even equip it. But Yahweh here starting to distribute here. Quicksilver Amulet. He's going to stick to that one. He's farming better for the good. Yahweh's been on it. Kept his team in the game. The game is slowed down. Like, nobody really wants to overcommit. Galaxy Racer really can't. They have to play safer, right? So it's Execration, and they don't want to throw this game, so what are they trying to do is they're trying to just out-farm everybody. Right? They're just going to control the map, choke you out, take as long as it takes. As long as they need, so to speak. Ooh, the lift off. And they've got him, and they burst him, and he thought he could be cute with his spider legs and the blink and everything, but just a misplay by Destrus. Out of position. You just don't have vision, right? You just have to assume that everything is super scary. Like, you can't be in the lane anymore. You got to be in the trees. You got to be hiding. You know? I mean, yeah, if you get picked off, you get picked off at that point, but it's be bound to happen. But just being right out in the open, be like, spider legs on your way out, like, it's not gonna work. So, and they're gonna take that one with one hero down. They're gonna look to take this into a T2 top. And that will be the last T2 for a GXR. And it's going to come down to how they want to siege high ground. I think that you can wait for Roshan, which is up in 5 seconds, which is very, very lucky. Fortuitous, I would say. The KYXY is continuing. He's got Blade Mail, so I guess that's one deterrent, but that's really not. I'm sorry, I hate offlane my person. bursted, Fire Blast, Ghost, backstabs, Blink Strikes actually to Destrus. And they've got Greaves, and they should be fine. But all they're trying to do is just fix the lanes. I mean, this bottom lane probably should be fixed here by Execration, but they just want Roche. And Roche will be up. Oh, they just pinged it out. They saw it. GXR do know that they need to protect this. They cannot give up another Roche, and they smoke up here. And they're going to look to... Smoke has been popped. They know something was near. Oh, they found Puck. They got him with the phase and the side and the smoke screen, but here's the arena. They can catch into 2. BKBs are not going to be committed as well as the Chrono. They're going right for Ghost, and that's the one. And Alacrity's up next. He does get killed. The wards are going to be used. Destrus is trying to out-heal, and he's going to just back off. RR is stuck in the pit of wards. He just gets that kill there. It's a 3-for-1 so far, all because of Ken. KYXY will die on this one. Again, no mobility, no stun, nothing you can do. 4-for-1. And Execration. Rupido starting to just burst this one down. God's Rebuke just push that lane. Perfect timing. 50 seconds. You know, this is an eternity, right? For the 3 cores. Like, there's really no point even for Shaman here to Destrus. I forgot his name. to buy back here. But it looks like they are going to back up. Oh, with a buyback from Alacrity. And they're going to look to take Roshan, realizing that this is, I mean, they're going to get something out of this. And Yahweh starts this off. 1 is the loneliest number, as Yahweh starts the Roshan by himself. Rupido does have Gem, picks up the Invis. And should be fine. Undying, on the other hand, has Greaves. So yeah, they're in a pretty good spot. Aegis and Cheese. Give Cheese to... I mean, it's one of the two. Ken or Yahweh. Alright, BDZ picks up the Cheese. Ken was not in a position to pick that up. Maybe he's lactose intolerant. And they do find the pickoff on Rupido, who's by himself, and actually lost the Gem, which is actually pretty massive. BDZ tried to go for the blink in, and actually Destrus with the fast fingers gets him away. KYXY is not as fast. Play Mail is there. They got the sheep on Yahweh, so they're looking to fight this one. Shackle, and the mini baby Shackle. Okay, that's not the worst thing. They got Aegis to pop. Rupido's going to have to buy back. And this is all a big mistake by Execration, right? This is a bit of a throw here. Yahweh is going to go look to turn this around. They found the arena, they found Alacrity, and they blow him up. No buyback, he just bought back. So that's a dieback. They got the Destrus, they got 3-4-3, and they're looking to continue to fight. Rupido does get the Yules on Destrus. Atos is going to be committed on Yahweh, who's trying to fight through this. Now comes the buyback from 3-4-3, but that's not that scary. Destrus is down for 45 seconds. He's looking to fight this one. Rupido going a little deep. And he gets, that's a dieback if he goes, and he does get killed. KYXY gets killed as well. That's a dieback for him as well. 3-4-3 gets bashed, and then he dies, and that's a dieback. And now they're going to focus their attention on the towers and the objectives. And the glyph will slow him down. This is what is Scotty, NKB, and he's got MOM, and he just heals through all of those creeps. I mean, this combination, right? This Paladin Sword and the MOM is just pretty sick. Right, 20%, and then plus the 14% here. BDZ was looking for Ghost. He realized that he was nearby, but that was super risky, especially with your Andis popped like this. And this is the perfect time to push this high ground. And this might be 2-0 for Execration. I mean, they've been on point here, but their draft was just far superior. Like, this is a hard one for Galaxy Racer, right? They had to have played perfectly. They had to get that pick off. And again, I'm not a huge fan of this rookie Ghost, but that's just me. Focus. They get 2 sets of Raxes, and that's probably going to be the end of it, right? They're going to leave the range wax? Okay. I mean, it's not going to heal, so it's going to slowly get chipped away by these Sea Creeps. Yes, it does get killed. Perfect disengage there. Didn't overstay their welcome. Back up. You got maximum value out of your Aegis. I mean, it could have been perfect if Rupido was just, like, didn't get killed here by himself. They didn't make that one mistake, and they would have been in a much better position. But again, this is like one of those hindsight is 2020 thing. They don't have that all-encompassing vision that we have here. So I think you can drop your wand. Oh, but he's already got Satanic, so he's got all the components Puck has got Aeon Disc as well, so even the squishy ones are very annoying to deal with. Galaxy Racer are in a bad spot. Ranged racks here. They're gonna smoke. I mean, Roshan isn't up for like another what? 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 30 seconds. And they're gonna they know Dessus is nearby. He's been cheeky like this.
Interesting.
Ken is trying to hunt. Oh, they found him with a Dream Coil. He does get lucky on him this time. Orb, and he's been silenced. And yeah, he actually pops the Dream Coil, but he was stunned, but he was just dead there. Full control, full map control. Yeah, this is going the way of Execration. They've been on points. 19k net worth lead. Pretty difficult to just overcome. Picks up the regen rune. Okay, you can change that in. Alacrity just kind of tried to go for the silence. Alacrity zipping in and out. He does have Bloodstone, and they're gonna focus their attention on this last set of racks. This is the last bastion. If you're up to megas, I don't even think this lineup can deal with megas. So Yahweh is just gonna time walk most of that damage off. And, yeah, that's gonna be the T3, the last one. The Nether Toxin is there. Atos, okay. Dream Coil. They found Alacrity, the silence, the spear, and he's been stuck in the arena, and he is dead. That is a one-way ticket to death. Nice little two-man chrono there. They found KYXY, Blade Miller, not. 343 goes down as well, and it looks like he can just out-heal most of this. Yes, he's got a Ghost Scepter, but that's not going to keep him alive for that much longer. Ghost is going down, double kill going the way of Ken. Smoke Screen just trying to stay alive, but Ghost gets lifted up, and that's a triple kill going the way of Ken. And that looks to be it with a BKB, just a BM1 just being committed by Rapido here, and I think GG was called. And I can't see all of the chats, but GG, 39 minutes, kind of what we expected. Execration, just a far superior draft. Frustrating, right? These are one of those moments where you think Alacrity's having a good lane, but you need to kind of follow that up with something, right? Their team was not in position to kind of do what they wanted to do, and they had no late game. This is a pretty much all in. We're gonna gank, and since you didn't get any ganks, you lost. And so this is what happens here. And 12-0-19, excuse me, by Yahweh, just proving to be the far superior carry in this game, especially against Ghost there. So if you like what I do, please give a like and subscribe. I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much.